Hello. So I got a lot of requests for a combo video and a kind of, you know, overview of some of the things that you can expect from my Dragon Link deck that I did about can't have been more than a week or so ago. But before we begin, I did want to go over these. So in my original video, I had three trap cards. I had Tactical Exchanger, Red Reboot, and Saryuja Shackles. I got rid of Red Reboot and Saryuja Shackles because honestly, they, as good as cards they may be, they don't seem to really fit my vision for the deck. And honestly, this still isn't the final version of the deck. Even the extra deck needs to be edited. But what I have so far is replacing one of the traps with one copy of Boral Regenerator, just for a bit of consistency and a bit of draw power. It goes off a lot more than you think. I don't know how often it will, but it has. And previously, I used to only run the single copy of Gateway Dragon, but now I run two. It's a level 4 Dark Dragon that really says all it needs to. And I will make update videos for this deck, but my next idea is to change some of the extra deck and have combos related to Borreload Furious Dragon. X Charge is a good enough card, but I don't really like the way that it plays with this deck. So I will find ways to implement Super Poly and Borreload Furious and then go from there. But yeah, that's really it. We will get into the actual like test hands and the combos now. Alright, so before I actually get into test hands, I would like to just give a huge shout out to the Elite Yu-Gi-Oh! He's actually the one that helped me kind of get an idea for what this deck should be like. And his video on his Dragon Link budget deck without Needle Fiber or Link Cross, or for that matter, Boral Sword, Appaloosa, any of the big ticket expensive cards, that was really the inspiration for my own deck, and it's proven very successful. I've tested it on Nexus a bunch of times. It was very fun, and it allowed me to kind of gain the confidence to even like decide that that's kind of the deck I wanted to go. So we'll begin with some test hands to kind of uh, show you what you can expect to draw. For instance, alright, Cyframe, Rocket Tracer, Foolish, and two Rocket Tracers, Starliege, Cyframe, and Foolish. So actually, that's really good right off the bat. This is just a test hand. I'll go over some more, but you would ideally summon Rocket in order to summon how am I already forgetting names? Striker Dragon. Add Boot Sector Launch. You use Foolish to send Absolouter to the grave in order to add another one to your hand, another rocket to your hand, I should specify. Activate Boot Sector Launch in order to summon Rocket Chaser and whatever other rocket that you added to your hand. And then full combo, really. Honestly, as long as you spawn with a rocket and a Absolouter, you should be good. Mind you, I do run one copy of Explode Rocket, which is the only rocket you wouldn't want to kind of draw into, but anything plus any rocket plus Absolouter is ideal combo. So 4, 5, and we spawn with Nocto, Quick Launch, Silver, Rocket Recharge, and Dragon Shine. Even this is still really good because, I mean, either Rocket Recharge, either one, or even Quick Launch if you want. So either way, go into Striker, summon it for Nocto, link off into the Link 2s or whatever. You get draw power out of it. Really, you can't go wrong. I'll do one more just quick test hand to kind of show you. There aren't really that many dead hands. I mean, you can still play through, but full combo might be a bit more difficult. You can probably get a few things off. So I'll show you the last one. Alright, Boot Sector, Starliege, Absolouter, Omni, and Collar Spent. Okay, so I would argue this is a bit more difficult. You can normal Starliege, banish it. Oh no, you have to banish it from the graveyard. Okay, so then in that case, yeah, Starliege, or you could even go into Brotar, send to hand, and then full combo. Yeah, see, that's an example of a that's a bit more of a difficult hand to kind of go into, especially if you're going first, because Boot Sectors Second ability, if your opponent controls more monsters, won't really go off, but yeah. So I'll shuffle the deck and I will go into some test hands, or not test hands rather, but like full combos, and I'll show you what your ideal end board should look like. Alright, the deck has been shuffled. We will now see what we get. So Quick Launch, Noctivision, Rocket Recharger, Silver Rocket, and Tracer. Okay, so okay, so the thing is, we didn't get Absorouter, but Noctivision is honestly probably the second best card we could have gotten. So what we're gonna do is Rocket Tracer. That's really the extent of it. Use Rocket Tracer, link off into Striker Dragon. Effect of Noctivision Dragon, since there was a Dark Dragon special summoned. There we go. Next, we are going to link off both of these. Oh, sorry. Before we do that, effect. Add Boot Sector Launch to your hand from deck. Shuffle said deck. Fantastic. And now we have Boot Sector Launch active. So now we link off into Artifact Dagda. Effect of Noctivision again. Draw a card. You know what? Even better. Not the combo I was expecting, but we'll go with it. Foolish Burial. Effect of Foolish Burial. I'm just putting it in the grave right now. Your best target will always be Absorouter Dragon. Send to graveyard. Now that he has been sent to graveyard, add another rocket from your deck to hand. We will be adding the one and only Rocket Tracer, as always. So now our hand consists of Quick Draw, Rocket Tracer, Recharger, and Silver Rocket. So almost exactly where we started off, really. Effective Boot Sector, summon 2 differently named ones from your hand. We will just do these 2. Yeah. Effect of Rocket Tracer, we will be popping Boot Sector Launch. And as a result, we will be summoning another card from the deck. So I will be summoning... You know what? Why not? I will summon Explode Rocket. No, not Explode Rocket. Where's it? Magna Rocket. There we go. Just to have him. So we've got Magna Rocket. I will be now doing 2 Link 1s using Magna Rocket and Rocket Recharger. So we will be going into Striker Dragon. Striker Dragon goes here, but that's only because LP will be going where Dagda points. So effect of Striker Dragon will deck thin again, and we will add our second copy of Boot Sector Launch to the hand, while also using LP's effect to add Omni Dragon Brotar from the deck to the field. Just activate Boot Sector Launch as always. Trying to remember what else was there now. Striker Dragon effect, pop Striker Dragon in order to add the rocket back to your hand. So I'll be adding Magna Rocket back. So now we use Omni Dragon Brotar. So we'll discard a card. So I'll discard Magna Rocket again in order to add a card that's the same as one on the field. So in this case, a Dark Dragon. And of course, the best target for Dark Dragon would be Chaos Dragon Levianeer. So he goes to hand. There we go. Okay. So now we will have Omni Dragon Brotar link off into Guard Dragon Pisty. So now effective Guard Dragon Pisty, take 1 from the graveyard, add it back. We'll be at, you know what, we'll summon back Rocket Tracer. And sorry, effective, I should have changed this before Pisty, but look through the deck to add to activate the effect of Dagda. We will be adding there we go, Scythe to hand. And effect of Scythe, we'll just set that. Alright, so now here comes some plays. LP and Pisty will be linked off to give us Delingorous Dragon, and we will be linking off Rocket Tracer and Rocket Tracer for Quad Boral. We will now, so this was the part that took me a while to get used to. So we will now be banishing Guard Dragon LP, Pisty, and Striker Dragon, so 3 darks. They are not in the graveyard anymore. And we are bringing out Chaos Dragon Levianeer. So now already, because of the way that you summoned him, your opponent has 1 less card in their hand, which is great because you're going first. So now, this is the part that where kind of, let me just move this over. There we go. This is the part that kind of gets a little wonky. So we will link off Delingorous and Chaos Dragon Levianeer in order to bring out our only link 3 Triple Burst. We will now be using the effect of Quad Boral in order to pop Triple Burst, but in order to summon as many rockets from the graveyard as we can, up to the link material. So we'll have Tracer back, we'll have Magna Rocket back, we will have Recharger back, like no any reason, just why not. So we did those 3, and because the rockets were summoned, we can also summon Delingorous back to the field. So there we go, 5 on hand. We're not done, mind you, but 5 on hand, that's really good. So what is the next step? So we're going to be heading towards our end board. So we will be linking off Delingorous and Quad Boral into link 4 Unchained Abomination. We will be comboing off Rocket Tracer and Rocket Recharger in order to synchro summon. So in this case, I have the 3 synchros. Obviously, you want to go into Borreload, but in case you'd rather have Banish control, you can go into Draco Berserker, and then you can link off Dagda or you can link off Unchained and Magna Rocket, just to go into other cards that I have in the extra deck, but that's irrelevant. So we'll be going into Borreload Savage, effect of Borreload Savage, picking up the deck. We will be going through our list. There we go, Triple Burst. We will be now attaching Triple Burst as an equip spell. And now we have 3 counters on it. That is still there. So end phase, affect Magna Rocket, pop. Magna Rocket, you can send 1 monster from the field to the graveyard. That you can, yeah, you know what? We'll send Dagda. That's okay. Now effect, we will now summon from the deck. We will have Rocket Tracer. So here's where the end board comes into play. So now we're moving on to opponent's main phase. So we will quick effect, use Rocket Tracer's effect, destroy a card, send it to the grave, because now it's the opponent's turn. Correct? Yes. End phase, Unchained Abomination was pop. Now we'll do Rocket Tracer. So next, your opponent's turn starts. We pop Artifact Scythe, send it to the graveyard. Because it's the opponent's turn, it's special summoned. Your opponent's just been locked out of the extra deck for the turn. Rocket Tracer effect, we can now bring out another rocket from the deck because of his effect. And this now is why we bring out Explode Rocket. Or that should, I like keeping Explode in attack. Alright, so here is our end board. So we have a 2200 beat stick that that locks your opponent out of the extra deck. I mean, he's just there. Tracer's just basically the best card in the deck for combos, so he's obviously has to be there. We now have 3 negates, one for 3 turns, and he's at 4200 attack, so he's the beat stick right now. Explode Rocket is at 2300 attack, but I can use Unchained Abomination. So Unchained is at 3000 attack. He has two different effects. Either if a card is destroyed by monster effect, or if a card is destroyed by card effect, just target a card on the field, destroy it, which you can chain to Explode Rocket, send it to the graveyard. You're immediately down 2000 life points, like right there. So 23, 3000, 4200, 2200. That's almost 10,000. I think that is 10,000 attack on board right there. So that's a pretty good board. I'd argue that's a very good board to end on. Yeah, this is just one hand. The ideal other hand that I would like to have, that I still haven't play tested yet, I would like to make an update video, would be to have both Draco Berserker, Beals, just because I want to be a dick, and Topologic Zeroboros. So ideally, I'd want to have Banish and Protect. So I'll have to work on how that one works out, but all in all, that's really the combo. That's how the deck works. You're left with 5 cards in your extra deck. I didn't use Dragonity Knight. I didn't use Borreload, Zeroboros, or the other 2 synchros. I have them because I have playtested it where I preferred to have Draco Berserker instead of Borreload, or I just had enough resources in order to synchro summon again. But yeah, that's basically how the deck works. So you end with a pretty nasty board, if I do say so. Mind you, your graveyard is pretty. You got a lot. You sent a lot of stuff, mind you. But you know what? I'd argue that's like one of the better hands you can end on. But yeah, that was an example of a combo. I'd like to do more once I get the Banish control version set up instead of just the regular control. But there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate your patience, and thank you so much for actually requesting the video. I'll catch you guys next time.